Opening statement.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. It's good to be back home, safe and sound. The travel last week was a little bit brutal, 16 hours to get to the Bay Area and getting in at 2 in the morning and getting back here Sunday at 2 in the morning. But I applaud our kids. I thought that they were really challenged just by the travel and the fatigue of it all. And we played a really good half at Stanford against the number 4 team in the country. We unfortunately had some turnovers in that game in the second half that caused some runouts by Stanford and for the game to get away from us. Bounced back great. I thought we played a really good game at Cal. We had our opportunities to win it, close it out. Unfortunately, from the free throw line, we didn't do that, and we lost a game by 5 points. But I felt like we're back in our rhythm offensively. I think defensively we really did some great things this weekend, and so I'm excited to get home and play against Arizona State in Arizona.
Talk a little bit about Arizona State. The conference's leading defense, shot blocking. They have a big forward having a great year for him with blocking shots. Just talk a little bit about that.
Arizona
challenge.
State, is notorious for their defense, and certainly they're mixing it up both at their zone and their man full court, and in the half court. Both schemes. We're seeing a little more zone from them in the half court than what we have in the past. But they're tenacious. That's definitely their identification as a team, and they like to turn people over. They have a very good interior that does like to challenge at just about every shot, and they get to quite a few. I think they're very quick athletically on the perimeter, and they're going to attack you both inside out, both defensively and offensively with their speed and athleticism and their size.
And then Arizona, who's been struggling of late, but has one of the premier players in the conference in Devlin White.
Right. Same thing for Arizona. Arizona is not as big, but they too mix up their defense. They take great pride in it. This is a team that loves to get into the running game. Sometimes you're going to see 4 guards out there on the floor, and they're really going to try to penetrate, get to the basket, and score, obviously easy or on kickouts and with their perimeter game. So not as much size as Arizona State, but we expect both teams to play great defense and try to mix it up and try to disrupt us.
Talk a little bit about Sage Romberg. Had a kind of a good trip. Hit the 3. Knocked down a couple threes for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Shots coming back. Had 10 points this weekend. And just kind
of
coming back
I'm excited for Sage. She went through a time here where she didn't feel really well, and she's starting to get her strength back, and I think it shows in her play. I think the other thing that Sage needs to be complimented on is that she's in the gym a lot extra, really working on getting her timing back with her shot, and she's working really hard on her defense too, and so really proud of the progress that she's making, keeping in mind also that this is a young lady who played the wing for us last year and is playing in the interior this year. So it's a whole different scheme of things, both offensively and defensively. But she's a bright young lady. She's obviously very talented. And, to me, it looks like she's just on the edge of breaking out and having, a really big game. So we're really excited for her.
And then also talk about the progress of your young players. Tia's obviously taken over the starting point guard role, but then Shaylee Deanshaw had a good weekend playing against the Oguma Kays, premier front courts in the country.
Yep.
Had 7 points and just a kind of a good weekend for Shaylee, who's coming into
no doubt. You bring up a good point. Tia Presley is a true freshman in the Pac-12 conference, and I just feel very confident with her out there running both our offense and defense. She's picked up the systems very well. She's got a very, very strong basketball IQ, and there are times I think that she is looking for her shot because she is a very, very good scorer, especially being the leading scorer of the GSL, all-time leading scorer. But I think that she's deferring to her teammates and really trying to keep us in the scheme of things offensively. And I think the other thing is because she understands the defensive systems better now, she's able to mix up the defense out there, which has been really valuable. But very confident kid on the floor. I think a young lady who has really benefited by playing so many minutes, valuable minutes against so many very, very good guards, maybe the best guards in the country, especially in the preseason. Shaylee Deanshaw, at 6'4", she is not intimidated by anybody. I know that now, after seeing her go against the Stanford front line as well as the Cougs front line. Both front lines are all-American front lines, and the biggest that we've seen, all season long. But, she challenges people with her defense and her defensive presence. She's very, very long. I thought that she did a much better job of rebounding. And, she's demanding the basketball inside from her teammates. And when she gets it, it's a right hand jump hook, left hand jump hook, step through, step back. I mean, she's got a real plethora of moves, and it's fun to see somebody that young be this confident out there and have this type of success.
Christian.
I know it's not the first time you faced her, but Callie Bennett, obviously fifth-year senior, someone you've got a lot of familiarity.
Yeah.
Is it strange, or is it? I mean, do you still feel a sense of pride when you watch her succeed, knowing that this was someone who you thought you'd have with you for 4 years?
Well, yeah, that's the laugh, I guess, on Callie Bennett. I love Callie. She's a great kid, and I had the opportunity to get to know her and her family quite well during the recruiting process. And unfortunately, I didn't have an opportunity to coach her with everything that transpired with her at Washington and transferring to Arizona State. But I'm very proud of her and what she's done. We keep in touch, and I know academically she's doing great things down there, and really living her dream and doing the things that she wanted to do. All the conversations we had when she was a high school junior and senior, and she's playing a lights out senior year. I mean, lights out, and she's really taken advantage of her final year. So, she's somebody I have an enormous amount of respect for, and certainly. We hope she doesn't get going as well as she's been going in some of the games here against us on Thursday night, because she's been the difference maker, I think, for ASU.
Is she? I mean, has she developed into what when you recruited her? Is this the player that you saw?
Oh yeah, she's really. You could tell that their staff and obviously Callie's put in a lot of time. They've worked a lot, and I think she's. It's unusual to see a player improve so much from their junior to their senior year in college, and where I think it bodes well saying that Callie has improved tremendously since her junior year, and I think that obviously some great coaching going on at ASU and a lot of hard work on Callie's part.
All right. So how is the team preparing offensively and defensively this week in practice?
We had good practice this morning early. I thought the focus was great. We have to be able to. We haven't been turning the ball over much, and we want to continue to take care of the basketball. We'll be tested very strongly against both teams' defense. Not only are they physical, but they mix it up so much. So we've got to be able to recognize what they're in and take advantage of the holes that happen with the pressure defense or the different zone schemes that we're going to see.
Is there a specific way that you found that can prepare the team specifically for this type of defense they're about to face?
I think the biggest thing that we are trying to do, 19 games in to the season, is reminding our players how important, they know how important execution is, and they need to continue to get better at that, both offensively and defensively. But I think the other thing is poise. When teams are going to go on runs, or teams are going to switch up their defense to try to go on runs, that we have to recognize the differences that are coming at us defensively and execute our press breakers at a higher level so that we don't give up easy baskets. And with our speed and our ball handling ability, be able to break them down and get something easy.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.